Sometimes it's not always obvious what the problem is, but in this case, it is. Right here, we've got some rocks that have worked their way through this sole, and that is evidenced up in this heel bulb by the separation. Welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. Whenever I see heel bulb separation, I can't help but take off a little bit up there just to see what I'm dealing with underneath before I even start trimming. I always want to do that just to see if we've got problems there or if the problems are going to be isolated down by where this puncture is. I think we can see we've got problems up there too. So we're going to get this foot trimmed up and then we'll dive in. When we have a known puncture and heel bulb separation, they're almost always going to be connected. And when I say connected, I mean when we have horn separation and both spots, that I'm going to be able to take that all off in one fell swoop, right from up on the top all the way down to that puncture site. You can see here where those rocks have worked their way through that sole, right up underneath there. That's where the problem's going to be. So how was it that I was able to identify this as a puncture and not some other hoof ailment? That has to do with the location of where that mark was. It was dead center in that sole, and really, there's no problems that ever arise right there, unless it's a puncture, unless something has poked its way through. If it was a sole ulcer, that would be up higher in the foot. This was dead center in that claw, which can only mean one thing: something has penetrated through that and caused this separation. Right here is where those rocks went through. That lesion, well, that one's not very big at all. But up above, complications from this, that's where we have our problems. We've got a couple patches of digital dermatitis up above. So we're going to finish paring away this horn here, and then we're going to tackle those. No, don't worry. There's nothing wrong with my right thumb. It's just dirty. Now we can get on to finishing up this trim. All I'm going to do here is remove the rest of this loose horn along these edges. Now, oftentimes I will leave that outside wall a little bit higher. In this case, we've already got a new layer of horn growth up underneath there. So I'm going to bring this outside wall down to the normal sole height. That way it's all level right now. Then we're going to clean up these couple patches of dermatitis. That area where the puncture was, that's actually almost healed over on its own already, but we're going to get that treated as well. And now on to the washdown. It's these two areas of dermatitis up above, which are actually giving her more discomfort right now than the puncture itself. That is almost healed over. So we're going to get these lesions cleaned up above, and then we're going to give her salicylic acid wrap, which will take care of those two, and she should be about done. And with that wrap, 6961 is done.